What you're seeing right now is a live look at the Salt Lake City Council meeting happening now, where they are discussing the police department's budget. Now, the council has been inundated with phone calls and emails to defund the Salt Lake City Police.
What would that entail? Fox 13's Ben Winslow is live at the City and County building with the answer. Ben.
As protests continue with another plan for tonight, the council is reevaluating a funding increase for Salt Lake City Police.
We have about $331 million in the Salt Lake City budget. About $82 million of that is directed towards the police force. That is about a quarter of the total budget.
Among the calls for change, a push to defund the Salt Lake City Police Department.
We want to take the money that we are putting into the police force and put it into different areas that are lacking.
Will Kemner is with the Salt Lake Equal Rights Movement, which is among those pushing for money to be taken from policing and put toward other things like housing, mental health and social services, education, and street repair. Members of the Salt Lake City Council are reporting emails and calls almost every minute.
People from around the state of Utah and from around the country.
Legally, the council must pass a budget, and they are required by state law to fund a police department. But council members are looking at some options.
Whether some funds might be held in order to continue these dialogues that we're having.
There's discussions about pulling police from parks and replacing them with park rangers. The city's budget has already been severely impacted by COVID-19.
If there were going to be any increases, the only increases that I had heard council members discuss and that I had raised myself was additional training for de-escalation, additional resources and allocated to recruiting minority officers, funding for implicit bias training. And we did consider adding a victim advocate because there has been an increase in the amount of domestic violence calls.
Salt Lake City Police Chief Mike Brown tells Fox 13 in a statement, now is not the time for knee-jerk reactions. Now is the time to listen, learn, and bring all parties to the table in order to ensure equity of change.
We do expect them to start with this budget to decrease the police budget. I know we're not going to see a massive decrease. We're not going to see the decrease that we want in the end goal, but this is a process that will take a long time.
And the council has delayed a vote on the budget until next week in order to accept more public comment. Live at the Salt Lake City and County building, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.